Hi, I'm Cindy and I'm with Hatbandoo Cooling Headwear and Accessories. We've been in business for over 25 years and today I'm going to show you our sun safety Hatbandoo. You'll notice that it's in very bright colors. We make it in the high-vis yellow and the high-vis orange, red-orange. We make this hat kind of for the construction industry, people that are working outdoors that want to be seen. We've also sold it to hikers that are interested in being noticed on the trail. So very effective for that. Day or night visibility protection on this. We use 3M Scotch-Lite tape. We use ANSI compliant materials in our the actual fabric that we use. Big brim, a lot of sun protection here too. We've added UPF 50 plus protection to the top. Does not come off. It's the textile itself. It has to do with the density. So you've got the protection on the top of your head. We also have it in the veil area. This is a UPF 50 plus fabric that we use. This is a tuckable veil. You can put it underneath your hat if you like, or the hat, or wear it down. We also have a draw cord. So that allows it to stay on your head if it's windy or dealing with the elements out there. Another thing we've done, which is consistent with all of our products, is we've added our cooling chamber. Here, I'm going to show you how that works in just a moment in my demo of how to hydrate the product. But this is to surround the head in the sweatband area. You're going to have that cooling chamber that evaporates and cools you. So very popular hat for people that are working outdoors. So now we're going to demonstrate how to hydrate the sun safety Hatbandoo. So we're pretty much putting this entire hat in water. This is what you want to do. You want to use a sink, a container, bowl, bucket, but make sure you're using clean tap water. And when you do put it in water, we want to kind of monitor it, because these crystals are going to activate very quickly and transform into a gel. And we want to watch that and make sure that they're evenly distributed throughout the chamber. So to do that, we want to pinch them and kind of make sure that they're spread. In production, sometimes they settle into one spot, as well as maybe in shipping, transport, they settle into one spot. So you want to make sure that as it hydrates, you spread them around. So kind of keep an eye on it. It's going to happen very quickly. Water has a variable on how fast our products hydrate, the mineral content. So give or take about 5 minutes. Some water is faster than others. It will be ready for you to pull out of the water. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually accelerate forward even though it's not ready, and I'm going to show you the process of how you dry it off and what next happens for the cap. So here we go. We're going to pull it out of the water, and we're going to basically just get moisture off the hat without really damaging anything, and kind of keeping away from bending the crystal chambers too much. So we're going to kind of take that moisture and get it off there. These hats are made of polyester, so high performance fabric, so it's going to dry out very quickly in the environment, as well as just you're blotting the moisture off. The rest of it's going to be taken care of by air drying the product. So we're going to put that aside for a minute, but I'm going to show you what happens. This hat that we had earlier, that I was showing you just a moment ago, was hydrated about 30 hours ago. And I want to give you an idea of the end result. You'll see here, this is what you want to achieve. You want to have these crystals fill this chamber entirely. We don't want to go beyond that, because what will happen is the crystals can ooze through the chambers and exude gel. That isn't what we intend. If that happens, you just wipe it off, discard it, and you have to wait for a little bit for it to evaporate back down again. So we want to avoid that. That's why we want to watch it and stay within 5 minutes. if in fact that does happen, the instructions of how to discard the gel, which is no big deal, you just throw it in the trash, are included in our product instructions. But anyway, this is the end result. This is what we want the hat to be. We want it to be folded to a flexible shape so that you can wear it comfortably and it's not overhydrated. And then we want to, I'm going to show you something that's pretty telltale. I have here in my hand a surface thermometer. This is a temperature read on the surface of my skin versus the surface of the cooling chambers of this particular hat. So here I will show you that my body temperature right now on the outside is about 85 degrees. And I'm going to show you the temperature of the cooling chamber of the hat, which is showing as 70 degrees, 71. So ideally, if I put this hat on right now, I would feel something about a 13 to 14 degree difference in temperature. So you can see that, and this, by the way, this hat is about 30 hours since we put it in water. So that's how you take care of it, or better yet, that's how you hydrate it. Make sure you keep it in an enclosed or an open area so that it doesn't mildew. We want it to breathe freely and allow it to continue to evaporate down back to its crystal shape again. To wash the products, we suggest you use a liquid hand soap, brand of choice, whatever you prefer. The reason being is it's not highly concentrated, and this is going to be a hand washing process, so perhaps just squirt a little bit onto a washcloth. Use a little bit of moisture, water, and while the product is obviously sometimes hydrated, you might have soils on it. So we want to use the liquid hand soap with the washcloth as a scrubber to get the stains out. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that we really rinse it thoroughly and get all the soap out. You could do this when the product is dry. This is obviously preferred, but in this case the product is a little hydrated. That will get some soils out. Just make sure you get all the water out. When you're, here's another example when we're using it for the sport Hatbandoo, which would be applicable to any of our hats. We want to use this as well to kind of use these washcloths and a scrubber is a great way to get stains out. And again, just rinse it really well because you obviously want to get all that soap out of there so it's not against your skin. And again, it's best to do this when the product is evaporated, but you can also, get it. Just make sure you rinse it really well if it's not evaporated, and get your stains out. The last thing I want to share with you is how to store your Hatbandoo product. Once the product is hydrated, it's very important that you allow it to evaporate. We never want to store our headwear, our neck bandoos, any of the products, Hatbandoos and Bandoo rags, in an enclosed area. We want to let them continue to breathe until they reduce back down to a crystal shape, completely dried out. There's no gel left. This is going to prevent the product from mildewing. If it's left in an enclosed area, there's nowhere for it to go. It's going to tend to mildew, and we don't want that to happen. So we want it to be in an open air environment. And the other thing is, we don't want to leave it in a bowl of water because that will also overhydrate the product. Once it's hydrated, there's no need to keep hydrating it until it starts to reduce back down to a crystal again. You can do that intermittently, but never beyond a hydrated state. And we want to make sure you monitor it at all times. You don't want to just leave it in there, or else you're going to have an overhydration condition, which again will cause the crystals to ooze through the product, and you have to wipe them off and then wait for it to evaporate back down. Not the intended use of the product. We want to make sure we hydrate it to a flexible shape and let it dry out. Do not keep it in an enclosed area. If you're ever traveling with it, it's suggested that you don't keep it in a packed suitcase for a long period of time. If it's still moist, maybe do it as a carry-on and let some air get to it. So this is kind of going to keep it in good shape. You take care of the product. I really recommend that you read our product instructions front to back, follow them. You'll read on our testimonials that people have had our products for many, many years, and that is definitely a telltale of them following our product instructions.